Ay. Yo, Subriel Matias confronts Teofimo Lopez last night, Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand on the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight, and called him all types of names to his face. All types of names to his face, derogatory terms. He told them, "Tu ele bicho." Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all know Spanish, that's like, "Hey, yo, my man, you smell sniffing spaghetti with meatballs, sniffing staticular fortitude. You smell, baby. You be smelling testes." Ladies and gentlemen, I noticed something. Teofimo Lopez is not as good in confrontation. You know what I'm saying? When somebody step up to him outside of the final press conferences and weigh in those face-offs, outside of that element, right? When Subriel Matias walked up to him and said a lot of things, it seems like Teofimo Lopez did not want to engage, and he should have engaged. You know why? Because now Subriel Matias is a WBC junior welterweight champion. That's a unification bout. That's a legacy fight. Not like it was when not necessarily when top rank sent Subriel Matias the contract and Teofimo Lopez declined that $2.8 million pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. They were supposed to be fighting, right? And Teofimo Lopez did not want to sign that deal, but Subriel Matias didn't have a belt. And Teofimo Lopez was saying, what I'm gonna get out of him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't got a belt. He doesn't got this and stuff like that. He lost to the Empire, whatever. Almost like talking to Subriel Matias' career is done, but he's not done. It's a unification bout right now. Teo versus Hitchens, unification. Teo versus Gary Antoine Russell, unification. Teo versus Subriel Matias, and a fight that's been marinating for a while. There's been contracts on the table in which leading up to that Super Bowl week, Subriel Matias was injured. He didn't want to fight Teofimo Lopez around that time. He declined the contract because he wasn't physically prepared to fight Teofimo Lopez. And the second time going around, Top Rank won a fight with Subriel Matias. Teofimo Lopez is going to get paid more than Top Rank ever paid him, plus the pay-per-view fight that they've been asking for years, right? So, and now Subriel Matias actually see Teofimo Lopez walk face to face and kept that same energy, in which Teofimo Lopez did not keep the same energy towards Subriel Matias. So I'm not sure if Teofimo Lopez is good with confrontation or he just doesn't get up for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do criticize what happened with him and Terence Bud Crawford. The first time they have a confrontation in which Terence Bud Crawford put a finger on him, he slapped the finger of Terence Bud Crawford. But then the second time we seen them together, a lot of people said that Bud punked him. When Keyshawn Davis go out there and try to talk to Teofimo Lopez, he don't really engage with too much with Keyshawn. Like, he don't go back and forth like, yo, what? We do it right now, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The first time with Arnold Barboza and his people confronted Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez was a little, was talking low, walked away and stuff like that. Doesn't seem well. When him and Devin Haney was going back and forth and stuff like that, they went back and forth. You know, that time when Eddie Hearn was in the middle and Bill Haney and stuff like that. Doesn't seem like, Teo is good with the confrontation outside when he smacked Arnold Barboza, but that was in the circle of promoting press conferences and stuff like that, in which he smacked Arnold Barboza for touching his cap. I wanted to see that type of energy. That's the type of energy I want to see Teofimo Lopez at all times when somebody does confront him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if he does great with confrontation. He doesn't back down, but it's not like he engages with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the one that usually walks away from the confrontation. And he got to understand that if all fighters are going to be in a particular event, you know what I'm saying, he's going to have to confront these guys, in which Teofimo Lopez also in interviews, he talked crap about these guys as well. So he got to keep that same energy when it comes face to face, And I'm not saying that other fighters doesn't do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see the cordial between Keith Thurman and Teo. Keith Thurman said that he will fight, send him a contract, the same contract that Boots Ennis didn't want to fight, in terms of Virgil Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez. But look, that's a great fight now in the sport of boxing. That's a great fight in the sport of boxing. Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez, man. Only if Teofimo Lopez was working, it was in good standings with Turkey Out Shake, we wouldn't be talking about this Smith and Matias fight. I think any unification bout in 140, I think those are the best unification bouts in the sport of boxing right now. I think that they should trump that mandatory that Matias had. Step aside money. Turkey got enough money to put that Smith dude to step aside. You know what I'm saying? Matias versus Tio. Who? I closed it. I don't know who opened it. Tio versus Tio versus, they let the dog out and stuff. Tio versus Matias, Unification. Again, Gary Antoine Russell versus Tio. Gary Antoine Russell versus Matias. Richardson Hitchens versus Matias. Richardson Hitchens versus Tio, or Richardson Hitchens versus Gary Antoine Russell. They have an amateur background as well, Gary Antoine Russell and Richardson Hitchens. But yeah, I think that nobody could push Subriel Matias to the side now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and early on, I was critical because I still believe that Teofimo Lopez could beat Matias. It's going to be a good fight because I think that Matias is tailor-made, that come forward is tailor-made for a counterpuncher like a Teofimo Lopez. I do think that'll be a harder fight for Richardson Hitchens. I think Gary Antoine Russell and Matias will be a tough fight because, hey, if it was a hard fight for Gary Antoine Russell to fight Puello, he lost to Puello, then Matias, I think the harder fight for Matias would be Tio, and I think that will be the better build-up as well. But a Tio and a Hitchens, that's a good fight as well. But I think stylistically, Matias versus, in the 140-pound division, Matias versus Tio, Matias versus Gary Antoine would be probably the best stylistic fights because we know there's going to be a fight. They stand on their pocket as well. And the athleticism of Teofimo Lopez as well, but he also could stand there and fight you, and then he could fight you with an offside and pick you up and set some traps. Let me know what y'all think, man. Subriel Matias is feeling himself. He's feeling good, you know, and I think it's good for the sport of boxing to have the Puerto Rican fans. That is one of the most supportive fan in the sport of boxing, especially in North America, Puerto Rico, Mexico, UK, and stuff like that. But in North America, Mexico and Puerto Rico hold it down. Hopefully that the Puerto Rican people stick to Subriel Matias and don't abandon him like they did, like certain people. Because I remember in my channel, a lot of people was coming, yo, Subriel Matias, yo, he'll fight your boy, he'll fight your boy. He lost to Liam Parun, and like everybody disappeared, and now everybody reappeared. Yo, be like the Filipino fans when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. And I know that Matias is like a late bloomer. I don't think that he was one of the upcoming faces that a lot of people think that he was going to be like another Cotto or another Trinidad. You know, he's much of a late bloomer, right? But right now, where Puerto Rican boxing is at right now, shout out to Amanda Serrano, outside of her, people was banking on Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga already lost, got knocked out. Xander Zayas, he's going to get his title shot. But I think right now, the train right now got to be with Subriel Matias. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. This is Punch Drunk. Love you. God bless, and on to the next.